getting ready to get into a new lesson on this evening. This lesson is going to be entitled Captivity. Though I give the lesson that title, I may be discussing a few things other than what the title says. Without further ado, we'll start this lesson off. Amos chapter 1, verse 6. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity, to deliver them up to Edom. Okay, it says they carried away the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom. That what that means is that all Israelites are in captivity to Edom today. Not only are all Israelites in captivity to Edom today, the whole world is in captivity to Edom today. All the 12 tribes are in captivity to Edom. They're in slavery and bondage to Edom. Why? Because everybody was delivered up to him to be held captive by him. Where you had some people would be like, oh, I'm not a slave, and this, that, and the other. The word employee derives from the word servant, which means slave. So if you have a job, which most of us either have, had, or will soon need to have one in order to make it, you know. The word employee means slave. So if you have a job, now you're automatically a slave. You have to work for somebody to get your money. Instead of slaving all day on a cotton field to get a bowl of soup, you slave all day in a building of some sort to get a paycheck. So if everybody's in slavery to Edom, everybody is in bondage to Edom. This is what you call this system is modern day wage slavery. You see, you're working for a wage of some sort. You know, some people's wages are what? $7 an hour, $8 an hour, 9, 10, and up. You know, and then some people they can't make it on the wages that they're receiving. You see, not only are you a slave to Edom, not only are you in captivity to Edom, you can't make it with the wages that he's giving you. You're in wage slavery. You have to go to him to get your food. By you having to go to the store to get what you want to eat, that's his way of telling you, you're going to eat what I give you. Why? Because you can only eat what he sells. You're limited as to what you can do. And you're also limited as to what you can say to certain people. You tell me you're not asleep. And you're limited to what you can do and say to Edom. Information is hidden from you. You're in captivity to Edom, therefore he's hiding information from you. You go on YouTube and you look up stuff, and everything pops up except for what you're looking at. That's no accident. That's being done intentionally. He intentionally does that because he's hiding information from you. He's hiding the truth. You see, because the Lord said he's the way, the truth, and the life. So if the Lord is the truth, and you're seeking truth, you're seeking the Lord. And he's antichrist. So that's why he's hiding the truth, meaning, he's hiding he's preventing you from seeking the Lord. He's limiting you as to what you can do. The information is hidden, you're in slavery to Esau because of his power that he has. Okay, I'm saying you're in slavery to Esau because of the power that he has. You see, he temporarily has power over everybody. That's why everybody is in slavery to him. You see, how is it that he has power over everybody? His MIC, his military industrial complex. You see, by Satan having his military industrial complex, or the beast, he has power over the world, in a sense. Why? Because he has a force greater than you. That's why you have to serve slavery to him. You're in slavery to Esau because he has a power greater than you. Your power, than the power you have. He has a power greater than the power that you have. Therefore, you have to serve him. His military, his police force, that's nothing more than a power he has over you. There's a confrontation. He can call hundreds of police officers. That's his power right there. Who you can call maybe 10 or 20 people, with guns, and he has the authority to to wipe you out. And then if it escalates too much, he can call his military. And then who can you call? Nobody but the Lord. You see, from you and him, he has a power over you right now. But when the Lord gives us his certain men these spiritual powers, the tables turn, you see. Now we have a power over him. Because now we're what you call invincible. Why? Because we're no longer mortal. Once we receive those spiritual powers, we become immortal beings. Celestial beings, He cannot kill us, nor can he destroy us. You see? Once we get those spiritual powers, he'll be subject to us. Why? Because we have a power greater than him. Okay, we're gonna now move over to Revelation. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 6, verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see, thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Okay. You see, back then, in those days, you were able to get a measure of wheat for a penny. And you were able to get 3 measures of barley for a penny, you see. And when I say measure, we can just look at that as being a handful. So, back then, you were able to get a handful of wheat for a penny or 3 handfuls of barley for a penny. Let's fast forward to today. Times have changed so much to where now maybe these businesses and corporations, they're the ones supplying your food, you see. Now, if they're paying between $10 to $20 for a handful of wheat, and between $10 to $20 for 3 handfuls of barley. You see, and they need, just say they need thousands, if not millions, of pounds of handfuls of it. Now that's a lot of money they have to pay out for expenses. You see, and it was wheat and barley then. Today, they're purchasing things like corn, rice, beans, etc. So if they're paying all that money for a handful of this, a handful of that, businesses, that's inflation for those farmers. That's inflation for those businesses and corporations. That's more out of pocket costs that they have to pay. And what businesses have a tendency of doing? They have a tendency of passing their expenses on down to the consumer. You see, so if they having to pay more for all this stuff that they need, they want to make a profit too. They need to make a profit. So what they do is they pass on that extra money they have to spend on down to the consumer. That's when you start seeing your prices rise in the stores. You see? And now that we're in this drought, Satan has begun telling farmers that he gonna charge them more for water. I was reading one statement that said farmers gotta pay up to 700% more for water now. So their expenses skyrocket, man. Their expenses skyrocket. And you know what that means? That drought causes them farmers expenses to skyrocket, which results in farmers not being able to water some crops, man. Farmers are not watering crops, man. And I read a bumper sticker the other day that said, "No farms, no food." Farmers are not able to water their crops. And then if they're not watering all of, there's some crops they're not watering, man. They'll usually water the whole field. Now they probably water maybe a fourth of it. They can't afford to water the whole field no more, man. And what does that mean? That's food shortage. You see, they already, now this is mainstream. They talking about these food prices is getting ready to go up 20 to 30% this month. We in August of 2014. They said these food prices are getting ready to go up 20 to 30%. That's quite a bit, man. Especially if you buying a basket full of groceries, man. You can see your bill go up probably about $100, man. At least. Get ready to be paying. If you getting a basket full of stuff, get ready to pay at least $100 more than what you used to pay. And that's being generous. That's being nice. You see, that's just gonna lead to that drought. That drought is gonna lead to the food shortage. You see how the Most High is doing? Now we're gonna tie it all back to what the Most High is doing. You see, He shut up the heavens so that rain can't fall. You see, and the life is in the blood. There's water in your blood, meaning there's life. There's water. Life depends on water. No water, no life. No water, no food. No water, no life. No water, no food. Now we can like I was saying, you see how the Most High ties it all up together. That's the Most High's way of beginning the famine. They're starting the famine off, man. you know. That's the Most High's way of getting his famine started. And you see how easy it is for him? All he got to do is stop the rain from falling. You see how easy it is for the Most High? That's all he got to do is to stop the rain from falling. And it's a chain reaction to it. And now it's got so bad to over in Detroit, Satan has begun turning off these Jake's water. You had one woman, she went 2 months without water. Lord knows how she was surviving. She'd probably get some, go to the store, buy, you know. If you ain't got the money to pay your water bill, you obviously ain't got too much money to even buy bottled water. Thank God she was getting donations. She may have go to the store a few dollars, get some jugs, you know, use that water, and take those jugs to like a McDonald's with a water faucet. You know, people looking at you crazy, but so what? You ain't got no water at home, and fill them water jugs up. You see? People's doing what they got to do to survive. She said what she said? I think she said she'll wash her dishes with water. No, she'll take a bath in the water, and then she'll use that same water to wash her dishes, and then she'll use that same water to flush the toilet. You see that, man? And that's what it's coming down to. That's the start of Jacob's trouble. The Most High shutting up them heavens so that their rain can't fall. And then even the man, they was having a big protest. Even the man that was there, he was saying this could be example of what could be going on worldwide. Implying that, and these devils is slick. So the way I interpret it as, that is an example of what's finna go down in the whole world, man. Everybody finna be using the same bath, the same water. You're gonna take a bath. You're gonna use that same water to wash your dishes, and then you're gonna use that same water to flush the toilet. That's what it's coming down to, and that's the start of Jacob's trouble. That's the Most High getting it started, man. That is the Most High getting everything started. You can see it happening right before your eyes. That man said this is an example of what could be going on worldwide. So it's only gonna get worse from here, you know. No water. First, they ain't got no water. You start getting thirsty. Now the food price is going up. You already didn't have enough money to buy food to last you during the month. Now your expenses going up. You're gonna have less food, and you really ain't gonna. If you was a week, if you had enough food to last your week, 3 weeks, and you go a week with, you know, here and there to make ends meet, and now your expenses go up. Now you got enough food for 2 weeks. Now you got for the next 2 weeks out the month. You ain't got nothing to eat, man. And you done exhausted all your going to your families, borrowing, and you know, and this, that, and the third. That's Jacob's trouble. The start of Jacob's trouble. All right, now we're going to move to Isaiah chapter 66, verse 17. It says, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree, in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination, and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. It says Satan was behind a tree in the midst in a garden, man. You see, first of all, you in a garden. You should be eating fruits and vegetables, right? He was in the garden, but he prefers to eat swine's flesh, abomination, and mice, man. He prefers to eat, and he got these people eating it. He putting it in these stores, man. He putting pig in everything. bacon bits. You know, you can't even buy salad. A little salad bowl nowadays and ain't got a packet of bacon bits on the side, man. He just got to get that pig in you some kind of way. Uh, and the abomination. So that's the swine's flesh that it's talking about. You know, you go to Burger King or McDonald's. Every time you pass by one of them places, man, you see the bacon cheeseburger or the bacon chicken ranch, the bacon this, the bacon that. Come try our bacon ciabatta, raisin bread, muffin. You know, he just gotta put that bacon in just about everything, man. He put the little. He just gotta find some kind of way, you know, to put. He'll put it in something that you know you can is just as fine eating without it. The example I made earlier with a salad is a perfect example. There was a bowl of salad that had bacon bits and chopped ham in it. I'm like, he really want to get that pig in you now, man. It says swine's flesh. That Satan, he loves to eat swine's flesh, and now he got all these people eating it. Why? Because it's in every supermarket in the world. And the abomination, what's that? That's the horse, clam, crab, oyster, prawns, catfish. He made a statement on mainstream news that he has a horse meat butchery open and operational. A horse meat butchery. Now, when you take a bite into your hamburger, man, you don't know if you're eating cow or horse. Being that he's getting all this meat from China, man, you might even be eating dog. You know? And the abomination. He got this meat grinder. He throw anything in there. Horse. He didn't show it on camera. I'm sure he's throwing dog, cat, rat, anything in that meat grinder to make that ground beef. That's the abomination. You got your hamburger with your swine flesh and the abomination on it, man. And the mouse. What's that? You know, in these freezers at these stores, you know, these food entrees. He got. I'm not gonna say it's in all of, but some of those food entrees. He got minced mice meat in there. He might say fried rice with chicken. That's minced mice meat. Or it might say orange chicken. That's mice meat. It might say pork. That's mice meat. That's mouse. Enchilada with a pork enchilada with cheese sauce. That's mouse. Because you already know the scriptures say he eat swine flesh. He eat the abomination, which is all everything I just mentioned. And then he eat mouse. He eats mice. He minced mice meat, and then that big old grinder that makes ground beef. I'm almost guaranteed. I can almost guarantee that he throwing mice in that. And these canned meats, like you know, you gotta be very particular about these canned meats, man. Very particular about these canned meats. Like these Vienna sausage and stuff. You don't know what kind of meat that is. You already know the scriptures tell you he eat mouse. So you just got to be very careful about that, you know. And what's going to happen to him, man? shall be consumed together. So all Most High gonna gather all them people that eat it all that abomination, and he gonna consume them all together. Hope you learned something from this lesson. Until next time, may the God bless you.